Hi everyone, I hope you're doing well. I am back with another Plan With Me video. I originally recorded this video, however, I think the volume input was turned down on my microphone, so you get voiceover Sarah today. I wanted to do a little Plan With Me because I really like the last couple that I did. You can see me pointing to Ellery here. She is, of course, my assistant and has to make a cameo in almost every video that I do. But I have my 3 planners here. The top one is my everyday carry system, and below that I have my Erin Condren life planner. I did want to give a shout out to this planner. This is my Erin Condren and Clever Girl Finance collab planner. I have been using this a lot more than I expected to, which sounds kind of silly to say that you buy something and expect to not use it, but I am really taking advantage of it and using it quite a bit. I apologize for the ring light glare. There's nothing to be done about that. But I bought this to really give a budget planner another try because I have tried a few in the past and I don't know if it was the planner or my frame of mind at the time, but a budget planner has never really worked for me. However, this year it is just clicking and I really enjoy using one, and I think a little bit of it is my place in life, and I'm at a place where I am getting serious about my finances. Therefore, I've been using this a lot more and finding it a lot more helpful than I have in the past. If you want to pause the video here, this is a little helpful tips and tricks page and introduction to the planner. I have not really looked at it, but you can pause it if you've been thinking about buying this planner. So I wanted to give this planner an honorable mention. Obviously you will never see the innards of this because it contains sensitive information, but I did want to give that one a little bit of a shout out so that you know that I am using it and I am enjoying it. So without further ado, let's get into my main planner system. I will do my Erin Condren planner after my everyday setup. This is my Traveler's Notebook system. They are all N1 sterling inks. This first one is my N1 full year compact. These 2 booklets here are the N1 monthly booklet and the N1 weekly booklet. Those 2 are my writing planners. And lastly here I have my N1 monthly booklet, which is my YouTube planner. I'm saying something about my Erin Condren there. But this bracelet I purchased from a woman named Nita Tracy. She is a Diné Indigenous artist out of Cameron, Arizona. I went to Arizona and Colorado in September, and she had a stand on the highway. My friend and I stopped off and bought some jewelry, and this bracelet just immediately jumped out, and I knew it was meant for me. So I asked her if I could put it on before I purchased it, and she said yes. So I put it on immediately at the stand, and I wore it until it broke in December. And it was sitting in my jewelry box waiting for me to fix it, but I really miss having it with me every day. And you can see the clasp there is the only thing that's broken. So I think I can replace the clasp and wear it again. So keeping it in my planner here at the front ensures that I, 1, see it every day because it feels really special to me, and 2, it's a nice reminder that I need to repair my my bracelet. But moving into my planner here, I had stuck these Daiso stickers just in the front there for safekeeping, because they were on the kitchen island for a while before, and that is not a safe place. With all of the kitties and commotion in the kitchen, that's one of the worst places I think that I could put those stickers. So I'm putting them into my sticker release book, and they're really pretty. They're kind of like sunset, sunrise vibes. They have little flecks of stars in them. They're purples and blues and oranges and pinks and almost constellation-y / clouds. They're really pretty, and they're not a paper sticker. They're more of a plastic sticker, which is good for sturdiness and durability, but bad for the environment. When I first bought these, I got them from Daiso. I really wanted to go back and buy more of these because it was only the one sheet. And I thought about stopping by and grabbing a second sheet. However, I did stop myself. I am trying to use up what I have before I buy something new. As you can see, I haven't even used most of the sheet, so there's no need to buy a second sheet. The second reason I'm proud of myself for not buying another sheet is because I'm trying to reframe my brain. The advertising companies and capitalism as a whole has gotten really good at making you think that you need this thing now, that it's a limited release and they'll never make it again, or it won't be made the same again. They're really good at creating that scarcity mindset, and I am tired of falling for it. I don't want to play into that. If I never get these stickers again, that's okay. There will be lots of other stickers in the future for me to purchase. I don't need more of this before I even use it up in the first round. So let's get to the actual planning. I don't have anything in the first pages there. This is the first page. This is my habit tracker. I use my Tombow markers with this. They're a little worn, but that cream cap is actually a light gray color. That is N89. This cognac color is 977, and I think that purple is like, oh boy, yeah, I can't see that, I'm sorry. I think it's like 20s, I don't know, I'm not even gonna guess, I'm sorry. It's purple, it's lavender. So I keep track of my habits each day, so I am just going through and catching up for the last few days. I tend to not fill everything out every day, as you've probably noticed by now with the last few Plan With Me's. Most of my planning sessions largely revolve around back planning, and pretty minimal forward planning. So I am just filling in my last few days. I like to alternate colors with each day. So purple will be one day. Sorry about that. Newton and Sawyer are figuring out their bone situation out in the front room. They like to chew their bones and then trade them back and forth. Anyway, I will alternate my habit trackers, so one day all of the boxes are purple, and the next day they're all that kind of cognac camel brown. This is my monthly page. I wrote in something. I'm talking about my friend Cassie's birthday. Her birthday's on Valentine's Day, and on that Saturday, the day that I was recording, Saturday the 15th, my dog Sawyer had a vet tech appointment to get a vaccine, and my husband very kindly took him because I was recovering from a migraine. So I am moving into my weekly pages, and I am kind of flipping back and forth between my running log in the back and my weekly page, probably trying to record some information from a run. I do double record my runs just because I like to see, as I'm flipping through my weeks, where I was in my progress and what I was doing. And then I also like to have all of that information in one space. So it does seem a little repetitive to put it in two places in the same planner, but I like it. So I am filling out my running log into my weekly page. I have an app that I use for my running, and then I take the information from the app and put it into my planner, both in the weekly section, like I said, and in that back running log. So as you can see from this page here, there's not a ton of organization to my weeklies. I just kind of write things in as I think of them and where they fit. I have been experimenting with washi tapes in my planner to kind of create a little more structure. As you can see, the washi tape is on the left side here, and then for the previous 2 weeks I had it on the right page there, where I would use the left side of the right page as an extension of the daily and put my to-do lists there and that sort of thing, or just extra notes maybe about my run. That way I had more of the left page free. Oh, here comes Ellery. And then I used that for 2 weeks and I quite liked it. It just gave me more space on the left daily side, which was nice. And then I don't know what I'm doing here. Oh, I know. This page is I'm a little bit all over the place in my planners. This page is my wish list for myself on the left and a gift idea list on the right. And my husband said there was a video game that he wanted, so I wanted to make sure that I put it in my gift idea so it wouldn't just get forgotten about. You can see Ellery was not very gracefully making her way across my desk. She wants to get to the window to look out and watch the birds at the bird feeder. But back to my weekly. This week, which was now last week, and the next week, which is now this current week, I have the washi tape on the left side of the page to divvy up or create separation in my daily pages. So on the left, I was trying to do birthdays, appointments, things that have more of a set timeline. And then on the right side of the washi tape, I was using it as a to-do list, and we'll see if I continue to use it that way or if I go back to putting washi on the left side, or maybe I do washi on both sides or no side. But I am still a month and a half in. I am still trying to play around with my weekly sections, see how I like them, see what works best for me. So let this be your encouragement to get messy, to not stress out about perfection, to not feel like you have to have it all figured out before you put pen to paper, because at the end of the day, the planner is here to serve you. So just go for it. Get messy. Have fun. So this page, I'm not sure. Sorry, that was a bone drop out in the living room. The dogs are chewing. I think I am trying to figure out my to-do list for the next week, which is now currently this week. As I am recording, it is Monday, February 17th. Ignore my old ratty sweatshirt. I will be buried in that sweatshirt. But as you can see, I think I'm making a to-do list for the week ahead. As I'm recording this, like I said, it's Monday, so it's already the next week. But you get lovely voiceover Sarah, and I get more practice as voiceover Sarah, which is always good. Yeah, so I am making a to-do list. That sticky note I am throwing away because it is a set appointment. We have someone coming out on this coming Friday from the heating and cooling company. We have a ductless heater / air conditioner, and when it kicks on, it sounds like an old laptop in the sense that it's trying to take flight. It sounds wild, and I think it's just full of pet hair and needs a good cleaning, like most things in our house. With 3 dogs and 4 cats, everything always needs cleaning. So they are coming Friday morning. Luckily, I work from home on Friday, so it's easy enough for me to let them in when they come over. I am drinking some tea. I have really been enjoying, I'm sure I'm not pronouncing this correctly. It's a Japanese rice tea called genmaicha. It's delicious. It's kind of a really light tasting, earthy tasting tea that more or less just tastes like kind of toasty rice, if that makes sense. It's really good with a little bit of cream or honey or sweetened creamer. But since I was recovering from a migraine on Saturday, I was just drinking it plain. I'm talking about something there, but we received the tea accidentally. Amazon dropped it off on our door, and it was not for us, but fuck Amazon and fuck Jeff Bezos, so we kept it. And I'm sure whoever was supposed to receive it called or whatnot to say they didn't receive it. So I hope it turned out well for the person who was supposed to receive the tea, but we're enjoying it. I am making a to-do list here that looks like Sunday. Yeah. I typically make Sunday my cleaning day, my choring day to get ready for the week ahead. So Sunday is typically a chore heavy day. In the bottom right corner there where my index finger is, I keep track of my weekly weight. I am trying to lose weight and be healthier, so I want to keep a little progress tracker. I guess that's the word. Not really, but I can't think of it. I want to keep track of my weight and see my progress. As you can see, I don't do a whole lot of decorating in my planner. Oh boy, here comes Ellery. She's she is making her way. Poor old lady. She has epilepsy and osteoarthritis, so getting around is hard for her sometimes. She's a champ, though. She's my sweet little Elbel. I've had her since she was a tiny kitten. And now I can move everything back as it was. She lays in her bed most of the time. She has a heated bed on my desk, and she just stays there most of the day. But for some reason, when I set up my filming stuff, she decides that is the time to get up and wander around. Maybe she just wants to be a YouTube star, who knows? She does like attention and the limelight. Oh, she's coming back for more. Speak of the devil. She's so sweet. Okay, bye, Elbel. So I am on the right side here, just making a note that I had a migraine Friday night and Saturday morning. I don't know if I'll ever look back on it, but it's good to make a note and keep track of those things. And maybe I should get a symptom tracker, or make a symptom tracker, or I could include it in my period or menstrual tracker and maybe have a note for migraines. But I haven't added it to that section yet. I am highlighting the days. I feel like the print is very light and the date tends to disappear sometimes, so I like to make it stand out a little more and highlight it with my Tombos. I am taking some washi tape out to notate my weekly weight. I like to, at least for now, surround it with some washi tape so that I can, 1, use up my stash, and 2, draw my eye to it a little more than just highlighting it. Kind of makes it stand out and it's fun. This washi has the back that you peel off and it's always a struggle. It's nice sometimes that the washis have the backing. It's easier for transport and things like that, but man, I struggle to peel them off some days. And you can see the struggle is real here too. There we go. Now we're cooking with peanut oil. Maybe I could make a different... Maybe I could add a page in the back of my planner to be my weekly weight tracker. Then I wouldn't have to add it every single week. But I'm not exactly hurting for space in my weekly pages anyway. So we'll see. If I do decide to move my weight tracker and create a new spread for it, I'll just backfill and add all of my weekly weights so far this year. Anyway, getting back to my planning, I think just thinking about the layout and how I want these weekly pages to go. Like I said, I'm still figuring out the layouts and trying to see what will work best for me. I do not have work on Monday the 17th today, the day I'm doing the voiceover, not the day I'm recording. So I want to make today as productive as possible. So I am thinking ahead and trying to figure out my to-do list for Monday. I wrote down some things that I wanted to do. Another thing I want to do today is to pack up Sawyer's collar that he came with from the animal shelter we rescued him from, because I need to send that back. That's the boys playing. I'm sure you can hear them. Hopefully they will chill out. Usually the dogs are pretty chill in the morning, and the cats. Everyone takes a post-breakfast nap. But for some reason, they decide to be playful while I'm doing a voiceover, because of course. So I am, again, making my to-do list for Monday. I want to get Sawyer's old collar packed up to mail out this week. I have laundry to fold, pet bedding to wash. I want to organize and tidy up our laundry room, which is where we store some cleaning stuff, some random stuff, and then we have a lot of like dry and canned goods. And we've let it all just kind of pile up for a while, so it needs to be gone through and organized. I am going through the back pages of my planner here. This is my vet appointment tracker, and like I said, Sawyer had his second round of his lepto vaccine on Saturday, so I am making a note of that. I include the date, the name of the pet, the reason for the vet visit, the cost, any prescriptions that they're going home with, and then any notes or instructions from that visit. Because we have 7 animals, I like to keep meticulous records of their health, and just it helps me keep everything straight, because there is no way I could store everyone's health information in my brain. That would just never happen. So a vet appointment tracker has been very useful for the last 2 or 3 years. I think this is my 3rd year using a vet tracker, and I love it. It's one of my favorite spreads. This is my menstrual tracker. I like to keep track of my symptoms and my flow and the moon cycle. And then this here is my running log. So on the left side, I have my couch to 5K plan. And those little pink dots, I just put a sticker on the square after I have finished that run. So I am working really hard to stay on track with the plan and to not deviate from it and try to do more than it says, because even though I want to do more and to run further or longer, I'm not in my 20s anymore. I am rapidly approaching 40, and my body is different than it used to be. So I need to slow down, stick to the plan, and make that small, incremental, steady progress, as opposed to just walking out the front door and running 8 miles like I used to. My body is different, I am different, and I am really trying my best to, like I said, do that slow and steady progress. So on my run, I run on Tuesdays, Fridays, and Sundays. So for my run on Friday, I ran 2.16 miles, and our agenda that day was to run for 7 minutes, walk for 2 minutes, and repeat that 3 times. And I always take the boys with me. Newton is 3.5-ish, and Sawyer is about 1.25 years, and they are young and healthy and full of energy, so I always bring the boys. I did tip in a page on my running tracker spread where I can make additional notes about my run. I didn't allow myself a whole lot of room in the running log. So this little page, I can make more notes, whether I, incurred an injury, or usually it's about symptoms. And then I started doing pre and post-run warm-ups or stretches. And I made a note of the date that I started doing that. And then that is it for my everyday carry. Now I am moving into my writing planners. So like I said, this is my monthly planner. This page, I have a tip in here as well, and this is a key for what I worked on with my writing. So one color represents the gray color, and 89 represents a day where I did nothing, and I have more of those than I want to, but I'm just putting my note there or my paperclip there as a bookmarker. I don't know what I'm doing. Anyway, the gray color on my tracker, which we'll get back to in a moment here on the screen, represents a day where I did nothing. And then I have different colors to represent things like brainstorming, plotting, drafting, read through, revisions, edits, publishing work, and other. So yeah, we're going back to my tracker, I think. Yep, there we go. So I'm just going to be taking a few minutes here to fill in what I was working on. This I have more to backfill in this planner than in my everyday carry. I think I have about a week and a half's worth of planning or planner stuff to fill out. So we've got a few minutes while I largely fill in gray boxes for no work done. My writing has been actually surprisingly taking a back seat compared to my fitness and my YouTube. I'm still getting work done, but not as much or as quickly as I would have thought. So here I am just grabbing my red marker, noting that I was doing some other work, which now in hindsight probably should have been the plotting color as opposed to the other color, because I am working on replotting and redoing character arcs for my characters, mostly my main character. So I probably could have used the plotting color, but it's fine. I can look at my daily or weekly spread if I want to see exactly what I was working on. But I am going to be going through this for another minute or so and catching up. I do really like having this snapshot of what I've been working on, when I hope that by the end of the year it will be 100% filled out and I can just have a very cool snapshot of my writing year in one glance. I think this will be really nice when it's all filled out. So this is my quarterly page. I am not really filling out the habit tracker section. I started doing it, but it feels a little redundant, so I haven't kept up with it. I'm looking through my quarterly pages for something. What? I don't know, but I realized that at the top of the tracker page, I made a key for myself that all of the dates in brown there represent either a double down day or a virtual writing retreat weekend for the Heart Breathings community. But I forgot to mark that the brown was the color signifier for that. My monthly spread, I am just again making a note for the 6th and the 13th that I did some character arc work and some replotting work for my novel. And then I will also be making a note here in a moment that maybe not. Nope, I didn't. Never mind. I think I go back to it. But anyway, on the 1st of February, I had a small group mastermind meeting that I am a part of. It was our first meeting. So I wanted to... I don't think I go back and write it in. Maybe I should go back and write it in. Even though it's not directly writing related, it is writing adjacent. So I am in my weekly page now where, again, I am writing what I worked on for the writing session. And again, I was working on character arcs, replotting work. Oh, I'm getting close to the string for this notebook, so I'll be happy when I am past it, because it's a little frustrating to write on. I am now on the week of the 17th making my to-do list for things that I would like to accomplish towards my writing this week. And it's more granular tasks. So I want to decide if Brian, my main character, will be the only main character, or if I would like to keep the 2 or 3 other main characters in the story, or if I would like to cut them out and really focus on the one main character. I also had on my list to brainstorm 5 or more scenes, and then to finish plotting Brian's character arc. Along the bottom, where my right hand is, I just have a calendar view for the month. I find it helpful so that I have a quick reference guide to my month, because there is no monthly calendar in the weekly Sterling Ink planner. It's just the weekly sections. And last, I am moving on to my YouTube planner, which doesn't need a ton of updating, but I did want to bring it up to speed or up to date. So I am on my on my monthly page there, I am just making a note of when I filmed, edited, and posted a video. And you'll see here in a moment, right now, that I wrote it on the wrong day. So I'm just going to use my correction tape and white that out and rewrite it on the correct day. While I am rewriting that, I was wondering if you folks would be interested in more of a chatty monthly planner video where I talk about what I'm doing in my planner, but I also kind of just chat about my life and how my month went. I am sort of thinking more in the style of Planning Life with Erin, if you're familiar with her YouTube channel, where she kind of talks about her life and tells stories and things as she goes through her planner. So I'm wondering if that's something you folks would be interested in, or if you would just prefer me to stick more to the actual planner content instead. So please let me know if you have an opinion or what you would like to see or not see. So now I am moving into my Erin Condren Life Planner. This is the vertical layout. This planner I use as my HB90 planner. HB90 is Sarah Cannon, her, also known as Heart Breathings. This is her 90-day quarterly planning course that you can take. And it's a great way to think about your life, think about your available time, your motivation, your goals. And she recommends that you set no more than 3 goals for every 90-day segment, just because that's typically the most that people can put on their plates at a time. So my top section in yellow is writing, my middle section in the teal is YouTube, and my bottom section in the coral color is fitness. You can see on the left there that I have my coordinating Tombow markers, and this really helps me visualize and goal set according to each section or area that I am focusing on. So I am recording I'm saying that I did not do anything for my fitness on that Monday. I'm not sure what I had planned. I can't read my tiny font from here. But I am using my Everyday Carry Planner up on the left there for reference. And again, this may seem redundant to some folks, but I do like to have a separate place for my goal setting stuff. So while some of this information may be duplicated between my 2 planners, I like having my Erin Condren that is solely focused on my goals and tasks to achieve my goals. I don't put doctor's appointments in here. I don't put birthdays or anything like that. This is just for my goal setting. So I am recording that I worked on my writing stuff on the 6th of February. And you can see down below I have TB, which stands for task blocks. A task block is a 30-minute chunk of time, and I have been trying to keep track of my task blocks this quarter. I feel like that is a piece of the program or course that I never really took seriously before. I would estimate how long things would take me, but I never kept track of how long things actually took me. Excuse me. So planning my time was all well and good, but I didn't have data to support those time estimates. So this quarter, I am trying to buckle down and really keep track of my time spent so that I can have an accurate data set when I go to plan for Q2. On this spread, or in this box, I am using the stencil that the Erin Condren planner came with, and I am recording runs, and I am referencing my everyday planner to get the mileage and whatnot. And I think I wrote it in the wrong day? Or my running was off? Maybe I did run on Thursday instead of Friday. I'm not sure. Now that I'm thinking about it, I will have to go back and double check that. I will make myself a little mental note to do that after I am done with my voiceover. And then I'm recording my run from Sunday the 9th. And I also added in little check boxes for my pre-run warm-up and my post-run cool down, because I want to start keeping track of that and recording where I started doing that. So I am really enjoying my Erin Condren planner. This planner, I will fully admit that I bought without a purpose. I bought it because I got a great deal on the Black Friday, Cyber Monday sale, and I thought it was pretty and I couldn't pass it up. And I've been curious to try an Erin Condren planner, but had never really made the commitment the commitment to one. But I am actually loving it a whole lot. I like it more than I thought I would, and I am finding it really useful for my HB90 course and my goal planning. So I see myself sticking with this all year. Obviously, I reserve the right to change my mind later, but as of right now, I am really enjoying this system. I tend not to be someone who planner hops. One, because I find it too chaotic for my brain personally. I would feel the need to back plan in the new planner that I moved into. And then in the first planner that I abandoned, I would feel the need to then back plan after I had started planning in my first planner, or in my second planner, or the new one. So I also don't like the idea of not knowing where to find certain pieces of information. When did I abandon this one, and when did I start the new one, and trying to remember what I was using at what point in the year sounds terrible to me. And also, I don't have a whole lot of money to be starting and stopping using planners and planner hopping, so I prefer to just stick with one for my sanity's sake and my wallet's sake. But I do typically enjoy my planners that I purchase, and this year is no exception. I love my setups and my planners for this year. I'm really enjoying using them. They bring me joy. I am using the heck out of the functionality and just really enjoying them as a whole. I think I was adding something to my everyday carry for my running log. I think it was just highlighting something that I previously forgot to highlight. So this is just me going through and setting up for the week, and I like to highlight or outline each box that coordinates with the goal. These lines are not perfect. Don't look too closely at my highlighting or outlining job, but maybe you like watching me outline these boxes. I find it kind of satisfying myself. So I decided to leave this footage in and just leave everything real time. I do think, now that I've said that, I do think I actually cut some of it. I'm not sure if it's this page here or the next spread, but I know that I cut some of the footage. Must be for the next. I thought that. Anyway, I think that I cut this at some point. I think it's when I do the following week, not this week. But there's no point in making y'all sit for like 2 weeks of setup. I'll only make you sit for one. I am wondering if y'all are using and loving your planners that you purchased for this year. I'm wondering what you're using, how you're using it, and how you're liking it, and if you would use it again next year, or if you're only using it now because it's what you have. So now that we're about halfway through the first quarter of the year, I'm just wondering how everyone is settling into their planners and how they're liking them. Like I said, I am loving mine, so I am just happy as a clam over here with my planners. And you can see I've got my little command center with my washi tapes and my post-it notes and paper clips, correction tape, scissors, scratch paper, stickers. I even have, like, in my cubby there on the right where my scissors are, I even have a little bit of hand cream and some lip balm. And then I have my dry erase marker things, my markers, the spray cleaner, and an eraser for my dry erase board. So actually, that's another question I have for you. Would you folks be interested in a desk setup and how I have my desk organized? Would you be interested in an office tour? I promise I'll even give you the real tour and not just the what I want you to see tour. So my office is half set up how I love it, and then the other half of my office is essentially storage and cat stuff. So I promise I'll give you the real office tour, pretty stuff and realistic stuff, not just the pretty setup. That's something that I, as someone who watches a lot of YouTube videos, I would appreciate the more realistic stuff from creators. I want to see your messy living room. I want to see dishes in the sink. I want to see, slightly dusty surfaces. Having a beautiful and pristine home is great. It's beautiful, it's aesthetic, but it's not realistic for 99, no, scratch that. It's not realistic for 100% of people, because I know you spend time cleaning and staging your house before you record, but I would just like to make realistic looking houses and backgrounds of YouTube videos more normal. So my house is wonderful. I love my house. I'm very lucky to own a house, but my house is not aesthetic. It's got ugly wall color. It's got that was a weird way of saying it. The paint color is kind of ugly through most of our house. We have really cheap flooring that's essentially the peel and stick wallpaper. There's dust bunnies, there's mismatched furniture, and we've chosen this life. We could buy really nice, expensive, fancy things, but with all of our animals, we don't. Because it would be a waste of money. It would be destroyed so fast. So instead, we choose to have furniture that a lot of it is secondhand, a lot of it is gifted to us, because we have chosen to put our time and our energy, our money and our love into our pets instead of having a beautiful aesthetic home. So our house is messy, everything is scratched, dented, ripped, stained, but there's a lot of love in our household, and all of those scratches and dents are stories and memories. And while I would like to fix a lot of things, and we are slowly fixing a lot of things, it's not the highest priority on my list. Having a full and happy and loving house is more important to me than having an aesthetically pleasing, background worthy home. So, tangent over. I promise you'll always get the real deal. I will, try and clean up the tumbleweeds of dust bunnies and things, but there will almost certainly be dishes in the sink if I ever film in my kitchen, and there will be scratches on things, and you'll get reality. You'll get the real deal with me, I promise. So, back to the content. I am backfilling at the time, the current week. Now it's last week at the time of the voiceover, but for filming, it was the current week. Like I said, I was filming this on Saturday the 15th. So I am checking off my running that I did the day before on Friday. On Saturday, I wrote that I was getting my YouTube stuff filmed. I didn't do any editing. I just threw the clips together because I wanted this to be a very real-time plan with me. And I did post the video on Saturday, and that's how I learned that the audio was so insanely quiet. So I took that video down immediately, and now I am doing the voiceover, and I will put it back up again. The good news is I already have the thumbnail created and all of that good stuff, so it will be very easy now for me to just re-upload this video. I am checking my total task blocks, and it looks like I am looking at my reflection from January at how many task blocks I did not spend writing. I only wrote 12 task blocks, or 6 hours, for the entire month of January, but I am really proud that I have been putting so much of my focus on YouTube and my fitness. I have not done as much for YouTube this month as I did last month, but I am, like I said, prioritizing my fitness, and I feel like that should really be my first priority because, yep, there we go. And wow, look at that, it's done. But if I focus on my fitness and my health, it will ripple out into lots of other areas in my life. I am a bit sad because I am about to have a planner revelation here, and I wish that y'all could hear me in real time as I discovered this. I was struggling here because I wanted to forward plan and write my goals and tasks for next week, which is now this week. But I was afraid to put pen to paper and say that I would do this on this day and that on that day, and then have life come up and not do it, and then have to rewrite it and, make a big mess in my planner. And so I was kind of in a conundrum here about what to do or how much forward planning I should try and do. I feel pretty comfortable forward planning my running schedule because I do tend to stick to that really well. I am trying so hard to be disciplined with my running schedule, and I am very proud of myself. So I do feel comfortable forward planning my runs, but not much else than that. But I do like to, like I said earlier in this video, keep track of my task blocks to make sure that I am hopefully dedicating equal time to each of my goals. And I know I won't be able to dedicate equal time to each goal each week or even each month, but it does give me a great eagle eye snapshot at how and where I am spending my time. And this, my friends, is where my revelation comes in. It is so simple, but I really think that this just unlocked something in my brain. These Post-it notes fit perfectly into the vertical boxes for the Erin Condren planner, and I am future planning my tasks and projects that revolve around my goals in pencil so that I can reuse them. And see, I'm already erasing. I can reuse these week after week and change the number of task blocks that I would like to spend on something, or alter my tasks slightly each week. So some of these Post-its will be more reusable than others, but for example, in the writing Post-it that I just wrote for Monday, I said spend, I think it says 4 task blocks on writing, and I can easily just erase that number if I want to change it for the following week and substitute a new number in there. And then other times I imagine my task or my Post-it note will include a more granular task like revise chapter 6 or, fix my Scrivener document for this. So I imagine there will be Post-it notes that are less reusable, but writing in pencil means I can just erase and reuse it. Not that I don't have 10,000 Post-it notes, because they are I think Post-it notes are probably my biggest stationery weakness. I love sticky notes, Post-it notes, all different sizes and colors and shapes, and I love them. But I think this system will work so well. I am very excited. It may seem so silly, I know, but this was one of those light bulb moments for me where it was like, oh my God, like this is so amazing. It's pretty, I don't want to sound dramatic, but it's groundbreaking for me. It's one of those planner breakthroughs that I think I will think about for years. And I've implemented this concept in other ways. Like if I'm not sure if something's happening, I will put it on a sticky note and put it in my everyday carry planner where it's, get together with a friend, but we're not sure if we're going to do it, so I quote unquote pencil it in with a Post-it note. But I've never thought to apply it to my goal setting planner. it's so perfect. It really is. And, laugh at me if you must. I know, like I said, it sounds silly. And it's not a revolutionary tactic by any means, but it is to me in terms of my goal setting. So I'm sad that the audio got cut off because I really wish you could have heard this revelation in real time, because I was so excited. I was so flabbergasted. But we are now drawing to the end of my video. So I want to thank you for hanging out with me today for a whole hour. I think here I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know. I am looking at, I'm upset that this week here, the 24th through 2nd, was not included in February, but instead was included in March. Anyway, that's besides the point. Now we are actually at the end of the video, and like I said, I want to thank you for spending a whole hour with me. It means a lot. I hope you are doing well, and until the next time, take care, stay safe, and I'll see you real soon. Bye.